Alrighty, well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Andrea Court, and I am a fur baby mama. I'm located out of Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. I've been married to my husband, Kipper, for 12 years, and we have been a part of this amazing community, the Juice Plus Company, for almost 7 years now. And I've been enjoying the lovely nutrition and wonderful community that has come with it. We're so honored to be here this evening alongside the beautiful Kylie Patterson as we share stories of hope. Hopefully, this will make sense to you. Thank you so much again for joining us, and please connect with the individual that invited you to this amazing call this evening. But first, we're going to kick it off, and we're going to share with you a little bit more about the company that brings us hope and what has connected Sweet Kylie and myself to individuals that wouldn't have known each other otherwise. And that is again through the Juice Plus Company. So I am going to share my screen. All right. Bear with me one second. All righty. Can everyone see my screen okay? Perfect. Alrighty, so this right here is just the juiceplus.com website. I'm just going to walk you through really quickly, again, what Juice Plus is and how this company has been created to help bridge the gap in what we should eat versus what we actually eat in a day's time. Between the philosophy and the mission of this amazing company, they truly are setting out to help make one simple change in your health that can be the catalyst for so many amazing things in your life. And what has really separated this company is not just the amazing products, but the vision and mission behind it. So this right here is the website you can actually go to yourself and browse. And I'm going to take you guys on a little journey on the products and this amazing solution line that we have to offer. What basically Juice Plus is, fruits, veggies, and berries in a capsule, juice or fruit juice form. Comes in a little packet called Superfood, as well as chewables and gummies for kids. Also, children can receive Juice Plus ages 4 to 25 for free through our amazing Healthy Starts program, as well as amazing shakes. And we do have Mental Clarity line and our very new Super Biome product that we're going to be able to go over here in just a second. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys the fruits, the veggies, and the berries capsules. Basically, what this is they have taken 11 fruits, 11 vegetables, and 11 different forms of berries, pulverized those down, and made them into capsules so that you can consume and again bridge that gap. With that being said, you can actually see all of the different amazing fruits, veggies, and berries that come with this, all working synergistically to help work in through your bloodstream to help your body heal from within. Also, what we do have is our Omega blend, and that right there is a very special blend. I love our Omegas, something that our body absolutely needs, but we do not get unless you are eating it. So unless you are consuming large amounts of salmon or fish that might have those omegas, you're not getting those omegas. And omegas are so good for your brain health, your joint health. And something that sets our omegas apart here at Juice Plus is these are plant-based and they actually do not contain any fish. We skip that middle fish and we go directly to the algae plant to where we have this lovely orange scented flavored kind of taste of your omega that is so good for your body. So as I mentioned before, these do come in capsule form. The omegas do stay in capsule Also, for the fruits, the veggies, the berries, they do come in a chew form, just in case you're somebody that does not like to consume capsules. Although you can open up those capsules, our capsules are also bioavailable to be broken down in your body and seen as food and going directly into your bloodstream. And then we also have the superfood, and that again is the juice version of that. So here's those lovely chewables. And here is that superfood powder. And then also we do have our shakes. As you can see here, they come in chocolate and vanilla, as well as our Perform shake. My husband, he absolutely adores this Perform shake. If you are a woman also anywhere after 35 and up, something that we really need to be focusing on is consuming, better amounts of protein. And this right here allows you to have that clean amount of protein, supporting also gut health and also energy. And I'm going to click back really fast and I'm going to go back over to this page. Again, you can find this all if you go to shop. Go all the way down under all products. This is exactly where I am on the website. If you would prefer to shop by the different type of health goals that you might have, whether it's brain, gut, skin, teeth, fitness, all right here. Also, all of our products are clinically backed, NSF certified, third-party testing. And then I wanted to also highlight here our Juice Plus Luminate. This is for anyone that is looking for an afternoon pick-me-up, anything that might be helping with mental clarity. And this is a good, clean version to allow you to stay awake, but not hyped up on so much caffeine that you can't function. It is a clean version of that. Something that is really tasty that myself and my husband do is we like to mix the superfood powder with the Luminate to give us an extra boost of, fruits and veggies and berries in our day, just with a little extra mental clarity along the way. Again, a wonderful additive to add to your day if you have a very busy schedule like we do. And then our newest solution line that we have here is our Super Biome, our pre and probiotic products. This just launched a few months ago. So far, it has been well received. I know it has helped my husband, my father. He is turning 79 tomorrow, and myself and our gut, and we can feel the difference. We can feel the difference in our bloating and our regularity. So if you are somebody that is looking to support your gut health or start that journey, this would be an excellent way to be able to do so to create a neutral and digestive balance in your gut. So again, all of this right here is at your fingertips, very easy site. If you would like to learn more about who we are, what our ingredients are, also something that's really important, and I just want to highlight that was just so important, and I know Kylie would probably say the same, is the research behind these products. Something that we truly value is the fact that this company is a company that cares, and they have put so much time, effort, and energy supporting so much research from all across the globe. Juice Plus has been around for over 30 years in over 35 countries now and continues to grow in our research, showing you just how important nutrition is for all your types of health. So if you're interested, you can come here and learn about the different types of studies we do have, gold standard, placebo tested, double blind studies, which is something that truly even piqued my interest, which I'll be able to share here in a little bit. So with that being said, again, if you were somebody that was invited to this call or is being shown this recording afterwards, thank you so much for taking the time for joining us. What we're going to do now is bring this company to life even further by sharing some amazing stories with kicking that off with Kylie. So Kylie, I am going to start and open the floor up to you, friend, as you share your health journey of Juice Plus.
Okay, thank you so much. Great job, Andrea. Well, I'm going to introduce myself real quick for those of you that I haven't met yet. So I'm Kylie Patterson, and I live in Mocksville, North Carolina, and I am a wife and a mama and a juice plusser, and I just started a new journey with becoming a fitness instructor. So that's been really interesting and exciting and fun. So I'm still in the process of getting certified, but I'm really excited about that. So, my husband and I have been married for almost 12 years. We've got four babies, age 8, 6, 4, and almost 2. So we stay real busy. And I have been, and of course, I don't want to forget to always say we are Christian. Our faith is very important to us. That's a huge part of us. And so very fitting to include that in my introduction. And then I've been with Juice Plus for almost 4 years now, and they've been 4 wonderful years. I like have been reflecting on it recently, and I'm just like, man, I life before Juice Plus and now like it is just like a 180, I guess, not a 360, a 180. So I'll tell you y'all a little bit about that. So about 4 years ago, I was just really struggling with my health and my confidence as a mama, being able to, oh, I need to plug in my laptop. Hold on. It's going to die if it works. My charger has not been wanting to stay in. Okay, we'll just wiggle it around. Or let's hope for the best. Anyways, but um I was like 200, there we go. No. Okay, I'm just gonna have to hold it. I was about 230 pounds and more than the scale. I just didn't feel well, didn't feel good. But the scale, and it's not all about the scale, but that's just, one way of measuring it. Um, so I just was really unhappy with my health and I worried about my ability to be there for my children, you know. I think as moms we think about that out in public, like what if something happened? Like I don't think I would be able to, get to them. And so I really started thinking about that. And so I was like, man, something has got to change. Um, and so I started kind of on my own little health journey and something I had done several times in the past, but had never been successful with. I've never had the sustainability, I knew how to eat right and to work out and that like I loved to do that, but I just never was able to stick with it. Like I would get to a certain point and be like, cool, I did that, and then like revert all the way back and then gain more. So um but so that was one thing that was going on. Another huge thing that was going on that was kind of making me feel hopeless as a mom was my kids were just sick all the time. They just were getting one thing after another after another. We would avoid get-togethers because if I thought somebody might be sick, or we would leave if someone showed up and they were sick. And I feel like I was like a nervous wreck because I was just like, they just caught everything. And I was always like hand sanitizer and it didn't work, like, and I could not figure it out. I was like, this cannot be life. But then I found Juice Plus. So my friend Haley, she was posting, she had been posting about her capsules. And honestly, I at first was just kind of rolled my eyes. But once she posted about how well her son had been his whole life, I was like, is that real? Like, what are you lying? You know? But I knew she wasn't because we went to school together and I love her and we've known each other a long time. But so I finally decided to take a look, and that was such a God thing because I was very close-minded before. Um, and so I saw the research. I asked a billion questions. You can ask April. She was part of that. I did a lot of my own, looking and praying and I got on all the different calls and Zooms and stuff so that I could learn. And I just remember having spiritual confirmation after spiritual confirmation that this is what our family needed at this time. Like this was going to be an answered prayer for a lot of things. And one other thing that I didn't mention in the beginning was, and this kind of ties in right here, I guess, we were just very much unhealthy in our finances as well. So there was too much month at the end of the money. So even though I had this very strong impression that this is what we needed to do, I didn't see how it was gonna, work because we just didn't have any extra money. And so Haley told me about the becoming a partner. And so I looked into that and I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do enough to be able to like cover our products because I knew we needed them. And that didn't stay that way. Obviously, I saw what it was doing for us, what it was doing for my loved ones that I shared it with. And I just felt an obligation to share with more people. I was like that this is an answered prayer in so many ways. I couldn't keep it to myself. Um, and so, what kind of fast forward, I guess, over the last 4 years, I am the healthiest I've ever been. I had lost 80 pounds, then I got pregnant with my fourth and gained a little bit back, but I'm only 10 pounds away from from my low back then. I still have like more of a goal past that. But anyway, I'm like, just feel so good. And I'm 35, like I'm just getting older, like, numbers wise, but I feel like I'm getting younger in my body. So I'm able to do everything I need to do, want to do, run after the kids when they run into the road. Like I'm able to get there before they are, which brings such a peace of mind to me, not only about that, of my fitness, but also for their health because they're getting, and this was another thing that kind of makes me emotional that I was reflecting on yesterday. Um, we're literally like building a new, like healthier generation right now. So everything, I feel like we're seeing it more and more that everything is linked to nutrition, right? And getting enough fruits and vegetables, and specifically getting enough and getting a variety, right? So I think that's such a huge thing that Juice Plus does for us because people are like, oh, I eat a bunch of fruits and vegetables. Well, you might, but do you get the variety? Do you get 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries every single day? The answer is probably no for most people. We can't access that many, right? So typically. But anyway, we are learning that like so much is about nutrition and getting enough of that. And I don't feel like I knew that. I definitely didn't know that when I was young. And even 4 years ago, I didn't know that. But now that is coming out so much more. And it's like, man, like this is prevention. That's what this is. We are preventing disease. We are, slowing the aging process and all of the many, like Andrea was talking about, all the many things that the research has shown that Juice Plus is proven to do for us. It's just incredible. And I'm like, I don't need to get them a Christmas present. I already have. For many years to come. So they won't agree with that, but they do love their Juice Plus. So I'm grateful for that. And I guess more of the other things that it has done for our family, the kids are eating more fruits and vegetables. I feel like I do not have my sugar cravings like I used to. I struggled with that my whole life, and I think that's part of my like sustainability issue. But ever since Juice Plus, and we have an incredible program called the Reset 25. If you have questions about it, like ask the person that invited you or sent you this recording. But I basically like followed those guidelines, and that's how I was able to, get to this point in my health, the weight loss, and just having better cravings and everything. And so I have better, healthier cravings now because of Juice Plus. So that I think has helped me maintain and be sustainable. And then my husband, he used to have really, really bad heartburn, but it has since like this has been the only thing that has actually helped it. He had surgery for it years ago, and that didn't even work. So it's really cool to see him have relief from that because for as long as I can remember, he was taking Nexium or Prilosec every single day, which is so bad. Didn't know that. Like you're only supposed to take it for a certain amount of time. Um, but and we're saving money on that, so that's nice. And then I took it as my sole prenatal for my fourth. I wish I knew had known about it with my first three, but um, it's all in the Lord's timing. So with my fourth, I had it as my sole prenatal, and I felt amazing during this pregnancy. This is my like fourth pregnancy. I'm older, I should have probably felt more tired, but like I felt incredible. And I'm not making that up. Like I really did. I was working out in the gym at 40 weeks. So doing like CrossFit. So I really do think Juice Plus has a lot to do with that. And I know like Kipper would agree with me on Kipper's Andrea's husband. You'll see him on there, his little picture. Um, but he would agree with me on the like workout, like performance recovery for sure. Yeah, thanks for hearting, Kipper. Um, and my husband would too. Like, just it's incredible the recovery that we experience, being able to like, go from day to day. Like we work out 6 times a week and like we feel great. So, and my daughter and I, my oldest daughter and I, we both have heart conditions and we've seen improvement, both of us, with our heart conditions, which were things that weren't really supposed to happen. But everything comes back to nutrition. And the bottom line is like, we don't get enough. Like we either stick to the fruits and vegetables that we like, and so we're not getting a variety, or we just don't like fruits and vegetables at all. And we need help with bridging those gaps. So, like it's not there to replace fruits and vegetables, which I love because we're not, God made those. But it's there to bridge the gaps. And it is food. It's fruits and vegetables from God's green earth. That is what is in Juice Plus. And so you can't help but love it. Um, so I think that, well, I guess I should touch on the finance thing. So, since I brought that up, but that has been a game changer as well. And that was, like I said in the beginning, I was only going to do enough to be able to afford our products, right? But then I saw how incredible it was and how easy it was. I was getting like bonuses and stuff, which I thought was really cool. And then 6 months in, something interesting happened. I was like praying or reflecting, and I was like, oh my gosh, the Lord answered my prayer of my finances because at the time like before Juice Plus, I was like praying, trying to figure something out. Like I was looking at jobs for me to work outside of the home, which was breaking my heart because that was not that wasn't my plan. It is for some people, and that's wonderful. But at least at this stage, like I wanted to be home with my kids. And so that was just a really neat thing. Like God just had so much in store for us with this. And there were just so many prayers answered. And that's not just me, that's so many other people that you'll hear their story. So, speaking of, I want you to hear Andrea's beautiful story too. So, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you, friend. Love you.
Oh my gosh, no, Kylie, that's so great. I mean, it's just like the title of this call, right? Falling in love with your health and in this time of year. And this is exactly what you just shared with us is how this amazing company and the amazing solution line was able to come into your home and now is in your heart and you're able to share that with others. So thank you so much for sharing that. Just like you, myself, you just don't know what you don't know. I grew up, always being very active, but also being the kid that was very sickly. I thought that medication was a vitamin, truly at times. And I was one of those children that, had asthma growing up and was told maybe I'd grow out of it. But was also told that wasn't going to be the case. And this is where this truly is the gift that keeps on giving, right? Nutrition really is key. So prior to knowing about Juice Plus, I think myself, I was always trying to find different ways to stay healthy. I was looking at other options to fuel my body, but knew I wasn't doing it well. Um, and I was struggling. I was silently struggling. So most people didn't know from the outside. I might have looked a little healthier or that I had it all together, but that wasn't the case. I was actually struggling with a lot of inflammation. I was battling 15 plus days of migraines. I had horrible skin health. My gut health was inconsistent, up and down. I don't know if any of you watching this or listening in has experienced that where you were either going too much or wasn't going at all. And that was very nerve-wracking. And also, I was battling severe insomnia after a season where I had unfortunately lost my mom to cancer. And it was during the time that my mom was at MD Anderson. It was the first time that I actually heard about this amazing company, but I just was not aware of the power of it and kind of forgot about it. That was until several years later. We had moved many states and had the pleasure of meeting a dear friend. She's one of my greatest friends now, who introduced me to April that you might see here on one of the little boxes on the call. And they shared with me the simple solution of consuming nutrition and what it could do for your body. And at the time, I've worked in the veterinary field for over 20 years now, and I love it. And I do all that I can to help my fur babies. We have five here at home, and I always think about what I can do to fuel my fur babies better, right? So why would I not do that for myself? And this is now where Juice Plus has kicked in for us. April was able to share with me the research, and that's where my little light bulb, my aha moment kicked in. It wasn't until I was looking at the different institutions and universities, and lo and behold, there it was, MD Anderson, a study on women's health, on ovarian health. And I remembered my mom's neuro-oncologist saying, nutrition is so powerful, and your mom is lacking that. And that was the little God wink that I needed. And I didn't care at the time what it was. I came home and told Kipper, my husband, I said, we're getting on this. Within a week, we started to see a difference. I was sleeping better, which therefore was helping Kipper sleep better because you guys, if I was staying up, he definitely was too. So he was grateful. Within a month, I was starting to see a difference in my skin. My stomach was starting to get better, the health and the consistency. I was no longer up and down. There was a consistency in my day-to-day routine. I actually had a routine, and I don't feel like we talk about it enough, but that is something I will shout to the rooftops because happy people go to the bathroom. And so I was getting happier. And then on top of that, my migraines were minimizing. I was starting to get the Andrea back that I used to have. What my husband says was my sparkle, because glitter is my jam. So I was losing that, and it was nice to get it back. But more importantly, not just about the nutrition, what we were seeing, Kipper was starting to see great recovery in the gym, just like Kylie was saying. His recovery time was better. Just knowing that we were consuming this, we have 9 to 5s, and we have very busy lives. We travel a lot, we're constantly going, and we were one of the only ones, again, we make no claims, but one of the only ones that were somehow staying healthy through it all. And number one, we thank God for that, but number two, we know that He brought this amazing solution line to us. But more importantly, what we saw was a vision after we had been doing this. So very similar to Kylie, started doing this just to cover the cost. I immediately said yes to the products and yes to the business because why not? But what I started to see the difference of covering a phone bill, what it was doing was removing less stress, but more importantly was this amazing community that it had led us to. a company and a community that lifts you up when you're going through life, because sometimes life can life, you guys, and there is no other community that stretches from one end to the globe to the other that you can have a support. I'm forever grateful that even tonight I get to share a story with Kylie, who I never would have had the pleasure of knowing, and being touched by her story of hope, of her family and what it's done if it wasn't for this community. So whether you're seeking nutrition, whether you're seeking community, or you're looking for a boost in your finance, we truly have the gift that keeps giving, and this is a one-stop shop for all of that. It can truly be an answer to so many prayers that you may not even think that you had until you try it out. So um, do us a favor, definitely reach out to the individual that invited you. They care for you, they love you, and they invited you because they immediately thought of you. We thank you so much for joining us this evening, taking out some time, or watching this recording. Do us a favor, go back and check out that website. You can talk to the person that invited you, and they'll send that website over to you for you to check out, and look up the research, and join us if this is on your heart. But we thank you so much for coming this evening, and thank y'all so much for joining us that's on this call as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll stop the recording. Thank you all so much for joining us.